Hello there. So it is Women's Health Week this week at Seed Wellness, and I just thought it a really apt time to share some snippets of information and some top dietary tips on how we can improve both our mood and our energy levels. And the reason for this is because I see so many women in clinic nowadays reporting these kind of common symptoms and sort of associated mental well-being symptoms, I suppose. And this is not a normal state to be living in. I think these symptoms have been normalised in the sort of modern, time-poor and busy world that we are faced with every single day. And it's not an optimal state for us to be living in, is the bottom line. There are so many dietary and lifestyle habit changes we can put into place to be supporting ourselves here. And I'm just going to take you through some kind of snippets of educational information and also top tips to really help you here. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about brain health, because of course that is so closely interlinked with our well-being status. And science actually tells us that our brains can continue to grow, change and develop well into our golden years. And this actually blows my mind, because it just means nothing is ever set in stone. And this is a concept known actually as brain plasticity or neuroplasticity. And this means exactly as it sounds. So our brains can behave a little bit like plasticine. They can shrink and they can grow depending on a whole host of different nutrition and lifestyle factors. And diet is an area we can really kind of intervene here and promote that kind of growth state in the brain. So the growth state in the brain is its protective state. We want it to be in this kind of growth state rather than this shrinking state. And the Mediterranean style diet is a diet that has been proven again and again in research to really be supportive of this and really promote an optimal mental well-being status. And this is a diet that is filled with food as nature intended it, so very much whole foods. So I'm talking about the healthy fats, the healthy and natural fats, the good quality protein, so a lot of plant-based protein in there, and moderate meat intake, seafood, whole grains, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, all of those delicious kind of fresh and whole foods that are really going to be going so far to supporting that protective state in the brain and that growth mode. So secondly, I just want to be talking to you about our blood sugar levels. So this is of paramount importance, this topic, when it comes to anything related to mood or our energy levels. So there's something called the blood sugar roller coaster. I don't know whether you have heard of it or not. So this happens when we are filling our diets with sugar-laden foods, refined carbohydrates, very little protein and fat, processed foods. So when we're filling our diets with the wrong type of foods, we are going to have dramatic highs, and then those highs will come crashing down later. So what comes up must come down, right? And this kind of processed food diet is what is going to be causing that. And the associated symptoms with that due to the crashes are going to be things like tiredness, perhaps exhaustion, feeling a little bit anxious or irritable, and of course, low mood. So we really want to be making these blood sugar levels as stable as possible, as often as possible, to really be supporting our energy levels and mood here. And the types of foods we really need to be looking to eat to achieve this are things like slow releasing carbohydrates, and also coupling these carbohydrates with good quality sources of protein and good quality sources of fat. And this will really help to kind of stabilize the blood sugar levels and then the entry of that glucose into the cells of our body. So it will be beyond helpful when it comes to stabilizing our mood and stabilizing those energy levels there. And the third and final thing that I would love to talk to you about is the health of our gut, which has a massive impact on the health of our brain. It really is a prerequisite for good mental well-being status. And there is a kind of bi-directional relationship between our gut and our brain, meaning the health of our gut impacts the health of our brain and vice versa. So they are constantly talking to each other through what is known in science as the gut-brain axis. And actually, gut problems commonly co-occur with people who are experiencing things like anxiety, low mood and depression. So things like bloating, constipation, diarrhea, abdominal pain. And this isn't surprising given the very tight link there between our gut and our brain health. Our gut also houses trillions of bacteria, known as the microbiome, and it's really, really important to keep these bacteria nice and well populated, the good bacteria that is, well populated and very diverse as well, because the microbiome has a number of different jobs to do when it comes to our body's processes, both physical and mental, but it is supportive of helping to produce some brain boosting chemicals that our brain needs to thrive, quite simply. So things that we can be putting into place to support our gut health and also our microbiome are eating plenty of plant-based foods, eating plenty of fibre, so it's the 2 F's here, fibre, and introducing some fermented foods into our diet, and this will really help those bacteria to grow and to thrive. So I hope you found that helpful. They are just a few of many, many tips we can start implementing or looking to make small habit changes to be supporting our mood and our energy levels on a day-to-day basis and associated mental well-being symptoms there. I think it is all about kind of the small and sustainable habit changes. So just doing things very gradually and making this a lifestyle shift as opposed to kind of overwhelming yourself in any way and putting unnecessary stress and pressure on ourselves. So they're just a few things to whet your appetite and get you thinking. I hope that was helpful, and I hope everyone has a really lovely week.